Hey everybody, I want to go through really quick on how to repack and change the pistons and seals and everything in these calipers. I'm not going to show you everything that I've done, but a quick overview and you'll get the gist of it, because you don't need to see every step by step here. But basically what was happening with my Ram SRT10, which is common with these vehicles, is that the brake was actually freezing up and it would get stuck. And I was going along the road and I noticed my brakes were starting to smell, and I pulled off to the side of the road and pressed the brakes and my truck stopped. I put it in reverse a little bit, they let loose, but then sorry, there's traffic in the background, but then they were really squishy and they were good for another week or so. But instead of chancing it again, I'm gonna change them out. So what I had to do, I went and got new brake pads. I went and ordered a rebuild kit, and it comes with pistons. These are the old ones, the new ones are in there, and they're like ceramic, so when you try and pry them out, they're gonna chip apart. But you don't really pry them out anyway, just to give them a little nudge. But what people have done with these, which I think is pointless, is since it's a 4 piston caliper, they split it in half. You don't need to do that. So what you're going to do when you start off, you're going to take the tire off, take these bolts out right here to take the caliper off, and then you're going to take the brake line off, which the brake line, you're going to have a 13 millimeter for the actual lines that connect the two sides of the caliper together. You're going to have a line wrench. A regular wrench isn't going to do it, a line wrench, and you're going to use the 12 millimeter. And then the main bolts that hold it onto the frame over there, it's going to be an 18. So, and then basically I have a spreader. You can get these online really easy. They just put it together and ratchet them apart, and it compresses the cylinders, which is really nice. And a C-clamp for some of the, I'll show you here in a second. So these, everyone wants to take them to the other side and take this off, take these big old Allens off and split them apart. You don't need to do that. Just flip it over, and these actually just pop and come right out of here. And that's basically it. If you want to take this out, this that holds the brake pad in, it'll pop out and you pop it back in. But then my pistons are pressed flat already. You probably are going to be out just a little bit more. But otherwise, what you want to do with these is when you take this line off, both these sides are going to have these lines taken off, and that's where you're going to blow compressed air into. So when you blow compressed air into here, hold this shut, and one of these pistons, when you come here, when you come here with this and you put it in that hole and you hit it, one of these pistons is going to come popping out and go off like a gun. Don't let it scare you though. And since you have the caliper together still, it's just going to pop out and hit the other one over here. When people split this apart, it pops up in the air and goes for 50 feet, and you can't, if you're in a shop, you're going to hurt something. You got to wear safety glasses, you got to do everything else. But when you do this, it just pops and hits the sidewall. So once you get one of them out, because one of them's going to go first, put it back in just a little bit, put a C-clamp on it, and then put compressed air to it again, and the other one will come out. And do the same for the other side. The other side is not going to have that hole you're going to have to cover, because it already has the bleeder line on the other. So this side, you're going to have to cover it. And then inside these pistons, once that comes out, this is what comes out, and then inside the wall of it are these little gasket seals, and you just can peel these out with a needle nose or just a straight edge or anything. But then also, before you even do that, my fault, you're going to take these dust boots off, which you just pry these up and they pop off. But when you get a rebuild kit, it's going to come with 4 of these, 4 of these, and 4 of these. So if you want to do 2 of these, you got to order 2 rebuild kits. But and then otherwise, when you get it all put back together, you basically put this line back on, and then put your squeeze the pistons back and put your brake pads in, rather than taking all this apart and torquing all these down and everything. Just keep it like this, and then we're gonna get ready to put it back on. So thanks for watching.